Hello, I'm Lindsey Stirling. I picked up the violin as a little kid when I got exposed to classical music from my parents. They loved it. They were playing it in our home all the time. And I do remember them taking me to an orchestra concert though when I was like 5 years old. And I remember seeing the first chair violinist come out and like everyone got quiet and they tuned the orchestra. And then later in the concert, she stood up and she had a solo. And I was just like, oh, like that's the star. I want to do that.
Your trajectory leading you to where you are and all these amazing things you've accomplished, how do you reflect looking back?
I heard this, this talk once about crossing the wrong finish line, and does it matter if you cross first, if it's the wrong finish line, if you get those dreams, if you get those things if you want, but what if they actually weren't meant for you? And looking back of like, for example, if I'd have gone much further on America's Got Talent, this thick contract that I had signed because like I was too big. I didn't understand legal jargon. I just signed it because I wanted to be on the show. Luckily, it didn't ever go into place because I didn't get far enough in the competition. I didn't make it to the finale. If I'd gotten much farther, that would have kicked into place and my life would look completely different. There's so many moments like that. Like I remember wanting a record deal in the beginning and nobody would take me. And I better believe that I probably would have signed anything. I was so like, I want to say excited, but also like desperate to share my music and to put myself out there. And I wanted it so bad that I probably would have given all my rights away to like, whatever you want, take it. And by the time a record label was finally interested, I was a lot smarter. I was a lot wiser. I had paved my own path. I had honed my own way. And I like understood that, oh, I don't want to give up these things. I actually don't think I want this. I don't want a record deal. I'm doing it myself.
You watch so many of your videos that have gone viral. You see how gorgeous they are, the aesthetics of them, and how it just looks effortless. But tell me, planning one of those videos, so say Carol of the Bells, how much goes into that? So
much thought goes into it. You're thinking about the color palette. You're thinking about the costumes, what to wear. You're thinking about, and I love to be I don't think in a controlling way. I just love the creative process. And I think because when I started, I kind of had to do everything myself. And so in a way, I've kind of held on to that because a lot of the things that are involved, like the costuming, I still do it myself because it brings me a lot of joy. It's actually quite fun for me to like pick out the outfits for myself and the dancers, and then going to all the choreography rehearsals, learning the dances, practicing them. Usually I'm up late the night before reviewing it all in my head, and a lot of times I'm doing my own hair, so it's a lot of pieces. And I actually went to film school, so I usually storyboard out the music videos as well, and I co-direct them. And then I am such a nerd that I also edit them. And again, this isn't me being like, I'm so amazing, I do it all, but once upon a time I had to, and all the things that I've enjoyed from that process. Like I love editing.
What do you use? Are you a Premiere girl, Final Cut?
I'm a Premiere girly, yeah.
Well, same. Tell me about Duality.
It's out, and then we have a deluxe version that's coming out. It got, we released it about a year ago, and so fans have had time to fall in love with it, and so it seems perfect to get to now add a little special sauce to it and re-release it as a deluxe.
So what is it like to, first of all, put an album together and then to have your imagination soar and to show the world your vision behind it and tour with it?
When you start, at least myself, I never have any idea where the car's gonna drive. It's like I just get in the sessions and you start almost trying to discover yourself through the sounds, and especially since most of my songs don't have lyrics, it may seem like I'm just throwing things into the wind, but I'm always trying to think what do I want to pull out of people? What kind of emotions? What do I want them to feel? And when I was writing this most recent album, Duality, I was really in this place of realizing that all of us are so complicated. We have so many different sides to ourselves, and from one day to the next, you can almost feel like you're a completely different person in terms of sometimes I'm so confident, and sometimes I feel like I'm so magical and I can manifest things and I have big dreams and anything's possible. And then, something could happen, or just I wake up on the wrong side of the bed and suddenly I'm really unconfident and I actually don't know how I even got here. How have I tricked everyone into believing that I can do this?
How do you plan the flow of when you are designing a concert?
Planning a set list truly is a little bit of an art form, I think, and it's always fascinating to see how different people do it because there's a million ways you can do it. Personally, I have almost a slight formula of how I like to do my shows, and it's all about the feeling and the energy of how I want to kick it off, where I want them to settle in the middle, and I want them to have a moment in the middle, almost always, where they get to like almost take a breath. And actually in my last show, I had this very calming moment in the middle of the show after it really ramped up, where we suddenly went down super, super soft. And I actually had them do breath work while I played, and there was a voice guiding them. Some people would start to cry. Like, some people would have their eyes open and they'd just be relaxing, but I would say like 80% of the people would have their eyes closed, and I got this feedback that that was some people's favorite part of the show.
What is next for you? You've done so many things.
Yeah, you know, I do have on my vision board to perform in the Olympics, and you know, so it was kind of fun when I had, like, I call them breadcrumbs. Like, a little breadcrumb was that my music got used in the Olympics last year and the previous Olympics. So it's like this little sign being like, we're aware of you, like my angels, like, we hear you, we are working on it. But also, I think it would be really fun to get into having a variety show. Like, I feel like the old school variety shows, like, you know, like Sonny and Cher and the Lawrence Welk show, like, I think it's got to come back, and I think it would be so fun to, like, be, especially because I love so many different things, whether it's dance or aerial arts or costume design or music, and I play lots of different styles of music. I think it'd be really fun to, like, have a variety show.
Who haven't you collabed with that you'd love to be a collaborator?
Oh, man. Okay, Pink is one of my favorites. She's incredible. She's inspired me as a performer more than anybody else to, like, really be intentional to say what you feel. Like, I love that she has strong opinions. I love that she is a strong woman that doesn't take anything from anybody, you know? She's like, this is who I am. And I just think she is so empowering.
And one thing you both have in common is she incorporates a lot of aerial into her shows.
Yes, so I started training as an aerialist in the pandemic, actually, in 2020.
I love that most people are like, I'm gonna pick up sourdough bread. And you're like, no, we're going for aerial yoga. We're doing this.
Yes, right? It's been, I would say, even a little bit of a life-shifting experience to challenge my body in this way, because I don't know, I feel like as a woman, oftentimes we're focused so much on what our bodies look like. And I'm sure men feel this way too, but specifically women are put in a very specific box of focusing on our bodies as these ornaments that are to be watched and seen and judged. And when I started to train as an aerialist, it became about, like, celebrating what my body can do. And it became about, like, getting strength in a new way, not just working out to be like a certain shape, but working out so I could do certain things and pull myself up and show my strength. And it's really fun. And aerial, you learn that your body, every body has gifts, and certain movements look so beautiful on certain people, and you find the ones that really make you shine.
What do you think, and I always try and end on this, is your purpose?
I have always felt like I was meant to bring light, you know, and that's something I continuously try to, like, connect to. I believe that there's a higher power. I believe in a God, and I believe that all of us have the ability to tap into this light and share it, because there's times in my life when I've been super dark and I needed to rely on other people's light to pull me out of those places. And so if I can, like, get on stage and, like, give a little piece of hope for people and be a little bit of light through my talent, you know, and through something that I've honed through the years, and a talent that I've been given from God, like, that's, like, literally all I hope for.